Hello, everybody. This is John Paval with Access Arts Live, here to bring you, as promised, an update on the Bach Solo Instrument Festival, which is being held and live streamed by March Vivo and the Fundacion Juan March, February 18th, today until February 25th, 2026. Yes, they will be playing and live streaming all of the music that Bach composed for solo instrument. It takes place in 5 installments, one for the harpsichord, 2 for violins, 1 for the cello, and a trio playing the inventions. It's starting today, February 18th, in just a couple hours, about an hour and a half from now, but it really will start about 2 hours from now because there's a half hour, usually a half hour of discussion at the beginning of these concerts. But let me take you through them one at a time so you know what's coming up and so that you Bach lovers can pencil this into your planning for this week. I don't know how you can miss this if you're a real Bach lover. Okay, so we start out today, Wednesday, February 18th, March Vivo live streams expert harpsichordist Pierre Hantaï playing the complete English suites of Johann Sebastian Bach at 6 in the evening European time, noon on the East Coast, 9 in the morning on the West Coast. These 6 suites are BWV 806 to 811 for those of you who keep track of that and want to look it up. They're sort of a fusion of various French, Italian, and German stylistic influences. The program tells us that it will start with the choral prelude, Wer nur den lieben Gott lässt walten, BWV 691, and then play English suites number 1, 2, and 3 in A minor, and G minor, respectively. Then take a break. That's 77 minutes, that first part. Then the second part's another 77 minutes, starting out with the choral prelude, Jesus meine Zuversicht, BWV 728, and then the English suite number 4, 5, and 6, BWV 809, 810, 811, and F major, E minor, and D minor, respectively. So this is, 2 77-minute blocks with a 15-minute break in between. He's going to be working. Pierre Hantaï is not a conservatory product, which is highly unusual. Although he did study with various harpsichord masters along the way, he never followed that cursus. He was born in 1964, and when he was almost 30 years old in 1993, he did a recording of the Goldberg variations, and then he shot up to international stardom. Specializes in Bach, Couperin, the Elizabethans, and especially Scarlatti. But he's a recitalist. He's not principally a teacher or associated with any one institution. So that's what you have coming up for you in just about, in an hour and a half, 2 hours from now. He'll probably start playing at 6:30. There's almost always discussion. But if you want to be sure of it, you want to check in at 6 o'clock European time, noon on the East Coast, or 9 in the morning on the West Coast today. Then the second installment, Friday, February 20th, March Vivo live streams the second session of Bach's complete solo works with violinist Lisa Ferschman playing the violin partitas, all of them. It will take them 2 concerts to go through the violin pieces, solo violin pieces composed by Bach. This first one is she'll be playing his partita for solo violin number 1 in B minor. That's BWV 1002. The partita number 2 in D minor for solo violin, BWV 1004, and the partita number 3 in E major, BWV 1006. Lisa Ferschman is a Dutch violinist. She's both a soloist and a conductor, works with ensembles like the Amsterdam Sinfonietta and ORCAM, the Orchestra Sinfonietta de la Comunidad de Madrid. And that's where you find the connection between her in person and the folks in Madrid at the Juan March Foundation and March Vivo. She's a regular recital performer. She has a discography of works from the 17th century to contemporary works, including a marathon performance of Bieber's, B-I-B-E-R apostrophe S, Rosary Sonatas with 7 different violins. And she was directing for over a decade the Delft Chamber Music Festival. So that will be on Friday, the first of the violin pieces, the partitas, with the sonatas being reserved for the next concert, which will be on Saturday. Saturday, February 21st, at noon in European time, March Vivo will be live streaming session 3 of the complete solo works of Bach, with Antje Weithaas playing the complete violin sonatas. By complete, we mean 3. It's violin sonata number 1 in G minor, BWV 1001, violin sonata number 2 in A minor, BWV 1003, and violin sonata number 3 in C major, BWV 1005. The challenge here is, how do you take basically a solo violin, a melodic instrument, and turn it into one which can play somewhat polyphonic passages? You really got to be a genius to do that. Anyway, Antje Weithaas she's a soloist as well. She's performed with most of the German radio symphony orchestras and some international orchestras. She's also conducted some chamber orchestras. In 2024, she completed a complete recording of Beethoven's violin sonatas with pianist Denis Varhohn. And so now she'll do all of Bach's violin sonatas as well on Saturday for your pleasure. That will be at noon in Europe, 6 in the morning in the US, on the East Coast, 3 o'clock in the morning on the West Coast if you're up late Friday night, and 10 o'clock in the morning Sunday, 10 o'clock in the evening down under in Australia on Saturday night. Great Saturday night concert. Then Sunday, we move on to the inventions. Sunday, February 22nd at noon in Europe, March Vivo live streams its 4th session of the complete solo works of Bach with the Moisés P. Sánchez Invention Trio, playing all of Bach's inventions. These 2-part inventions were composed by Bach as a teaching tool for his oldest son, Wilhelm Friedemann Bach, to learn how to play what's called punctum contra punctum. And Moisés P. Sánchez created this trio together with double bassist Pablo Martín Caminero and percussionist Pablo Martín Jones, specifically to play these inventions by Johann Sebastian Bach in collaboration with March Vivo. They put out an album of these Bach inventions called Bach Reinventions on the March Vivo label back in 2021, and it won a Min Independent Music Award. So these are 15 inventions, BWV 772 to BWV 785. It'll be another long, complete concert, I can guarantee you that, with Bach being reinvented the way people love to do in a contemporary format setting, which is more like a jazz combo. And then finally, next Wednesday, a week from now, Wednesday, February 25th, March Vivo completes the 5th and final session of the complete solo works of Johann Sebastian Bach with Adolfo Gutiérrez Arenas playing the complete cello suites by Bach. This will include some dances, an allemande courante, sarabande gigue, and then an initial prelude and another pair of dances. Adolfo Gutiérrez Arenas is a noted cellist. His discography includes recordings of these Bach suites that he's going to be playing, recordings of all of Rachmaninoff's cello sonatas, and he's worked with he's toured the U.S. He mentions in his biography in places like New York, Boston, Chicago, and L.A. Worked with, especially collaborates with the Gewandhaus Orchestra and Ricardo Chailly, and the Spanish National Orchestra with Ton Koopman, which again gives you the Spanish connection here. So that'll be cello suites number 1, 2, and 5 in the first half. That's BWV 1007, BWV 1008, and BWV 1011. He's not grouping them in strict order. And then a break, and he comes back and does cello suite number 4, BWV 1010, cello suite number 3, BWV 1009, and the suite number 6, BWV 1012. Estimated duration, 75 minutes for each part, 90 minutes, with a 15-minute break in between. Folks, this is a massive festive undertaking. If you're a Bach lover, I commend it to you. It's all top people, sometimes playing pieces that they have already done a lot of work on and invested in recording, but all of them have an excellent pedigree, as is usual with your March Vivo live streams, and I can commend it to you. I'll be back at in a little over an hour with this week's roundup of orchestral live streams. But for now, I can just say hail and farewell, and enjoy, all you Bach lovers out there.